Hello there guys, how are you all doing today? This is just a follow-up to yesterday's video. Go and check it out now, the big epic guide to the US Tour squad. I got loads of questions in the comments of that video, and that video, if you haven't already seen it, is where I went through every single player in the squad because it was blessed with loads of academy starlets and loads of players that some of you might not have heard before, so I did a profile of all of them. But that didn't stop the questions coming in, of course. That's what this comment section is all about. And there was loads of questions about the players that weren't there and general confusion about where some people disappeared to. So I thought today I'd run through a few names for you and basically go over the ones that were missing from that list of players and try and locate their whereabouts. Now there's 10 names on this list. Some of them are very simple answers, some of them are a little bit more complicated, but I'm going to run through them all anyway. Firstly, a lot of people are saying, where is Lorenzo Gonzalez? Given the fact that he's 19 now, I think, the bustling young striker, a regular for the EDS, he would have made a lot more sense to be there alongside Nemache instead of Nabil Touazy. But given the fact that he's not there, and I know he's trained with the first team quite a bit last season, that suggests to me that he's going on loan somewhere. There are a lot of rumours about him going on loan to NEC Breda, and that would make a lot of sense as well. Suspect the only reason he's not currently training with the first team, it could be because of Pep. But he also, I think most likely, suppose he's going to go on loan somewhere. I reckon that's where he's going to be next season. And then there was Joel Latibeaudiere, obviously captained England to the Under-17 World Cup last year. A very highly sought after player, captained loads of City's youth teams. In general, a very composing, intelligent, full of potential young centre-back. And people are saying, why isn't he there? And you know what? That's a very good question. Now, sadly, I think the answer isn't a positive one. We all know last season, Jadon Sancho, when he refused to sign a contract, was basically told, well, that means you're not going to the first team tour last season with Brahim and Foden. He sat out and stayed at home, unfortunately. And I think this is a very similar thing. Now, this is just a rumour. I've heard a rumour that Latibeaudiere hasn't yet signed a new contract to extend his stay at Man City. And as a result, City is saying, well, if you don't sign your contract and you don't want to stay, you're not coming with us in the first team. That's a rumour I've heard. It could also be, who knows, it could be something else. But it most likely looks like it is that. That's just a rumour. And I think there is some truth in that. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but that's what I've heard. It could be that he has a knock. It could be that he simply wasn't selected. But sadly, it does seem to ring a little bit of a bell, this one. And then there was D'Amico Dehaney. People saying, where's D'Amico Dehaney? Well, I've got news for those people. He got released about a month ago. So that's it, sadly. He's not a Manchester City player anymore. His contract ran out. He didn't sign a contract. City probably did offer him one, given how good a player he is. But he didn't want that, and he's moved on. So that's it. D'Amico Dehaney is no longer a Manchester City player. So unsurprisingly, he can't be in that squad. A lot of people saying, where was Ian Carlo Poveda? Maybe he's another one that probably would have been there. I'm surprised he isn't, to be honest, given the fact that Ravi Matondo is 2 years younger than him. Or is it 1 year? Either way, he's younger than him. And Poveda has been very good for the EDS last season. That's another one like Lorenzo Gonzalez that made me think maybe there was a loan somewhere in the cards for him, because he's a very talented, very skillful player. And I would have thought personally that he would have been ahead of Bolton as well in the pecking order. Maybe Benjamin Gary as well, given the fact that he's just come back from an injury. Poveda has been training with the first team. I've seen in the pictures there. I'm going to guess he's not in the squad simply because maybe there's a loan lined up, or maybe he just didn't make the cut. But my guess would be a loan. Then a lot of people are saying, where's Alex Garcia? Well, once again, you might have missed the memo. Alex Garcia's actually gone back to Girona for a second season alone, so that's confirmed. So there's no chance of being there because he can't be in two places at once, which is probably fair enough. This is the big one that everyone was asking for, saying, where is Claudio Gomes, the PSG wonder kid that we've signed? He's not actually a Manchester City player yet. That's the actual hold-up point here. Basically, he doesn't turn 18 until next week. I think it's the 23rd, someone correct me, but he can't officially be a Manchester City player until that moment, and this is when he'll sign for Manchester City. So I don't know if he'll join up over in the US when he actually gets that clearance to be a Manchester City player, or if he'll stay over and train and condition in Manchester. But all I know is that he's currently not a Manchester City player, so City can't officially list him on a squad, can they? I'm not saying he will join up. He might not. All I know is he won't be involved at this weekend because he isn't even a City player yet. I'd be very surprised if he's involved in any US Tour games. So sadly, we won't be seeing him. And he looks like he's a very exciting young player, so it's a bit of a shame that really, but it's just the way it is. Some people were asking about Brandon Barker. Brandon seems to just fallen off the face of the earth, really. I think he's got another loan probably lined up, most likely. He falls into the same category as Selena and Kian Bryan in terms of they're not there because they're probably just going out on loan somewhere. Unfortunately for Brandon, his career's taken a little bit of a dip. He was good last year in stages at Hibernian, and hopefully he gets his form back somewhere else, wherever it may be next season. And after that, there's also Taylor Richards. A few people are asking about him. We don't know much about him. He's a very promising, very skillful player. First year scored last year, so he's currently 17. He's not involved, and I guess I think he might have been involved around this squad, but maybe not. But he's not, because he's definitely not, because he's been injured. He's still actually recovering from a long-term injury, so that's the reason why he's not currently with the squad. It makes a lot of sense in my opinion. Fingers crossed he'll be back with the EDS and the 18 soon. Thierry Ambrose, once again, another player that you would have thought would have been there given the paucity of striking options up front. But he's another one that, in my opinion, just ticks that box of he's kind of in this purgatory, in limbo at the moment. It's kind of like career limbo. He's on the list alongside the likes of Selena, Kean Bryan. He's another that'll surely just go out on loan after his debut season last year at NAC Breda. Went pretty well, to be honest. I suspect he'll end up in League One, but I'm sure the reason he's not there is just because they're trying to tie down a loan deal for him to get his season going next year. And then finally, but not least, is Philippe Sandler, the guy we signed for 3.2 million or something like that from FC Zwolle. Everyone's saying, where is he? I don't really know. No one really knows. My honest guess is that he isn't going to be a Manchester City player ever. I know that sounds negative, but to me it has all the hallmarks of an Ines Anal kind of transfer. Someone who's kind of like going to be a City football group kind of signing as opposed to be a Manchester City signing. I would not be surprised if we see him on loan to some club somewhere next season. It could be that he's injured. It could be that he hasn't clearance yet. It could be any number of reasons. But all I know, he's not been training with the first team, from what I can gather. He's not even been, I don't think he's even been spotted at the Etihad at all. So I don't know where he is. His whereabouts are a bit of a mystery, but all I know is that he's just not there. My guess, though, is he won't be a Manchester City player next season because he's not going to get ahead of Kompany, Otamendi, Stones, Laporte as well. He won't be playing for Manchester City next season. It's almost certain, in my personal opinion. So surely this is just a precursor for his next move. Anyway, guys, that's just the end of this very quick video. If you haven't already, go and check out the video from yesterday where I discussed all the players that will be there, because it's a lot of effort went into that. I hope you enjoyed it. Guys, if you're new to this channel, as ever, subscribe. Get me to 20,000. I am nearly there. Like this video. Let me know in the comments if you're looking forward to see at the weekend of the first game. A lot of people asking me, by the way, where can I watch the game? I don't know. Don't know, lads. I'm sure there'll be a stream somewhere. Don't worry about it. Streams will always pop up closer, so I'm not worried. I'm going to stay up and watch it because it's a weekend, and why not? Anyway, guys, in a bit.